Hi everyone, it's week 14. Had my VSG surgery on August 6th. Thought I'd give you a 14-week update. This past week, last week I was 185.6. This morning I stepped on the scale and I'm 185 exactly, so I lost 0.6 this past week. Not exciting, but I'm going the right direction. Not complaining because I'm now at 45 pounds down. From my highest point, which is almost halfway. 50 will be halfway because I have a 100-pound goal. I started at 230. I started at 230 is my highest weight, which is just a little bit before my surgery, and my goal is to get down to 130. I don't know if that's, something. I'm not going to make myself insane if I can't get down there. I definitely want to get below 145 because that's where the range is a huge range. Because I'm like 5'5", a little shy of 5'5", and the range for me is anywhere from 115 to 145. So we'll see where I land. I'm hoping to get at least down to 145, and 130 is what I was in college that I was comfortable with. So I don't think it's an unreasonable goal to get to at some point, anyways. So, anyways, that's what's going on with the numbers this week. I have my list down here again, of course. I can never remember what to say if I don't put it on a list. I have been playing with my calories this past couple of weeks, trying to find what's the best number. I don't want to have too few calories because that can kind of slow your weight loss down just as much as too many calories. So I went up to 1,000 calories this last week, and I think I'm going to go to 900. Because my weight loss wasn't as good this week. I don't know if that was because of calories, though. I think I've been bad about water this week, and I think it got drier around here because it's been colder. And being high altitude in Colorado, and we're like at 6,500 feet or 64 something. So it's a lot drier in a higher altitude, and it's also cold, so it just seems to get drier. It's been really cold this weekend. It's like 18 degrees this morning, so I need to just make sure I'm really getting my water in. I can't complain that it's because I can't drink it or I'm having trouble getting it down or, it's making me feel sick. Sometimes if I drink too soon after I eat, it'll make me feel kind of nauseous. So I try to kind of wait on the water for at least an hour, but I need to make sure I'm drinking it right before because that doesn't seem to make a difference. I need to get my water. I need to just remember and have a routine on that one because I know I'm probably hitting 60, but I'm not getting more than 60, and I probably need to be getting more like 80 ounces of water. So that's one of my goals this week. I'm gonna go back down to 900 calories and try to get my carbs down below 40. I haven't been keeping my carbs down that low either, so that could have something to do with it. I mean, they haven't gone up much. I mean, I've just been like, 60, 70. So it's not like I've been, huge carbs. But I think if I can try to get them down below 40, that will help. So what am I eating right now? My favorite food this last week has been Greek yogurt, which is odd. I did not like Greek yogurt before this past week because I couldn't figure out how to make it in a way that I would like it. I tried mixing in like some ranch dressing, and I was like, oh, that's good for a dip. It's good if you want to, put some vegetables in it or something like that. But I found it's not as, I'm not as keen on the savory with this as I am on the sweet because I have always had a sweet tooth. But I found that my caramel Torani syrup, which I bought a whole bunch of these. They have a ton of flavors in these if you're interested in all these sugar-free Torani, T-O-R-A-N-I. I got a whole sample pack thing, so I have like, I don't know, 8 different flavors. So I tried some of them, and the caramel in the Greek yogurt tastes like the honey version that you can buy in the store, and you don't have all the carbs. So that's been my thing. I've loved that this week with the caramel in it. The other thing which I've been hooked on for the last couple weeks is rice cakes, which only have 7 carbs. And I found PB2 because I love peanut butter, love nuts in general. Peanuts, I have peanuts every day. I try to limit it, count out my 35 peanuts, so it's just 1 serving of peanuts because it's easy to eat too many peanuts and get too many calories. But at least I'm getting the right oils and some protein in there. That's what I feel like. Better than a chip. If you want something salty and crunchy, I love peanuts. But this PB2, they just take all the oil out of the peanut butter. It's not unnatural. They just get all the oils out, and it's like it's a powder. And you mix it with water, and you have peanut butter. So you mix 2 tablespoons of this with a tablespoon of water, and you have basically peanut butter. And I think it tastes about the same. You can play with the texture by adding in a couple nuts if you want to make it crunchy or whatever like that. The difference is 2 tablespoons of this has 45 calories. 2 tablespoons of regular peanut butter, 190 calories. So if you're watching your calories and you love peanut butter, that's a good way to get your calories down and still get your peanut butter. The other thing I found, which I think it was VSG Tanya recommended, with these cravers, these oven cravers. I thought they would be something you could microwave, but big thing down here, raw chicken. So you have to, it says you have to cook it in the oven, and it's like a 45-minute thing. So it's not a fast pop it in the oven like I was, or microwave like I was hoping it would be, but they taste good. I had the ones with the bacon, and they're like stuffed chicken stuffed with stuff. Some of them have a breading on them, so you have to watch out for. Hang on, my nose has been running all weekend. Anyways, so some of them have breading on it, which really raises the carbs. But for this one, which is the cheese, Swiss cheese portobello mushroom, button mushroom, has mushrooms in it, it's only 6 carbs and 26 grams of protein and 11 grams of fat. So I thought that was pretty good. And it's, if you're not much of a cook like me, it's something you could, that your whole family might like, and you throw them all in the oven, and it takes about 45 minutes or 40 minutes or so to cook them. And I didn't even eat the whole thing. It does have 230 calories, but I only ate like 3/4 of it. 2/3, 3/4, somewhere in there. So it was good source of protein. So that was something this week. Let's see, new foods. That's right. I came up with new foods. I have this these wonton wraps that I believe it was Jody Joe brought up, and she makes a pizza with them. I'm curious to know, Jody Joe, what do you put on your little wonton pizzas, and how long do you cook them in the oven? So if you are out there, give me a clue. What do you put on there? And you just do one and put a little on there. How long do you cook it in the oven? Anybody else has any one? I also got the round ones, which are, I think they're the same thing. They're just round instead of square. They're called wraps, round wraps. And I think, I can't remember who it was, somebody made the, like these, like little torts out of those ones, where they put like a little bit of apple in there and mushed it together and made, made like a little tort out of it, a little apple tort out of it. And each one of these, I figured, has about 4 carbs in them. They have a little bit of protein, but mostly they're a good crunchy carb source if you're looking for something different too, and you can put stuff in them. I don't know what I'm going to do. If anybody has good recipes, let me know. What do you put inside your wonton wrappers? How long do you cook them? That's my biggest thing. I never know how long to cook things in the oven. So give me temperatures and times, because I don't know how long to cook them and I burn things. I'm not a very good cook. So I'm experimenting this week. The other thing is, who was it? gastricRose, Rosemary. She made flaxseed pancakes. And I'm going to try her recipe for flaxseed pancakes this week at some point. This milled flaxseed, I found it, and it's got for 2 tablespoons, it has 4 carbs, 3 protein, and 5 grams of fat. And of course, it's omega, lots of omega-3 oils and fiber, but there's no gluten, no sugar, no cholesterol, no salt. And I was reading the side of the box, and it said milled flaxseed may be used as a substitute in most recipes, a substitute for oil in most recipes. Fat substitute, that's what it says. Fat substitute in most recipes. Generally 3 tablespoons of milled flaxseed can replace 1 tablespoon of fat or oil. 1 tablespoon of milled flaxseed plus 3 tablespoons of water can replace 1 egg. They say don't give up if the results don't work out the first time, so you have to sort of mess around with it. But it's something worth trying so that you can get your, if you want to get your cholesterol down, or if you want to get your fat content in whatever you're eating down. And I'm going to try it to make these pancakes that she made, because they look yummy and I love pancakes. And I also found this sugar-free syrup. I think she was talking about a sugar-free syrup. And I found this Vermont stuff, and it has 5 carbs in a 1/4 cup, which I'm doubting I'm ever going to use a 1/4 cup. I've just put a little bit on there just for a little bit. There's no protein or anything else in there, but it only has 5 carbs. and 3 of those are the sorbitol, so I'm guessing that means the net carbs is 2. I'm still trying to figure out the net carbs versus regular carbs thing. So that's the new stuff I'm going to play around with this week, and I'll let you know how that goes. I opened up a Facebook account because a lot of you are on Facebook, and I thought that would be another way to keep in touch with everybody and see what's going on. I'm the same name, Nadura Deb, on my Facebook account. I have it separate from my regular account just because, I don't know, I'm not ready to let the entire world of Facebook know my business. I want to keep it within the community that I know is there to support me, and I'm there to support them, and that's my goal in making these videos, and that's my goal in connecting with people out there. So, speaking of people, I wanted to give a shout out to thesleevedsinger, who has a great challenge for people between now and November 30th. Well, she started it like last Friday, and it's her FIT challenge, F.I.T, frequency, intensity, or duration. You either increase how often you exercise, how long you exercise, or how intense your workout is. I've gone more for the intensity, so I went and a little bit of yeah, pretty much the intensity, because I did my walk, which is normally 2 miles. I did my little 2-mile circle, but I went a different way and did a 3-mile, and the first 1.5 miles is all uphill. So that was brutal, and I felt it. I felt that 3 miles versus 2 miles, and half of it being all uphill. So that was one thing I'll do on nice days. It's really cold today. It was like 18 degrees this morning. So I'll probably do the elliptical, and I usually do like 30 minutes, and I've only had it set on 1 because I'm a wimp. I'm going to crank that up to 2 or 3 and make it a little harder and do that for 30 minutes. So I wanted to thank thesleevedsinger for motivating all of us to get in shape and keep in shape and crank it up during Thanksgiving holidays, because get us through the holiday, get us through Thanksgiving. Now we'll have to come up with something else to get us through Christmas, but get us through Thanksgiving, and that's a great idea. Fabulous Phoenix, hang in there. You are having your surgery on November 15th, and I want to tell you, I wanted to encourage you to keep it up. You're doing great. That pre-liquid diet is killing her, and she is like losing her mind. I don't blame you. I don't care if your liquid diet is 3 days or 2 weeks. It's brutal. It's the hardest part. I swear, it's the hardest part of this whole journey. So hang in there, and you're almost there, and it'll be so much easier on the other side. And I wanted to congratulate Beth. Bethslapband is her name. She had her lap band surgery on November 8th, and looks like she's doing pretty well. The water, hang in there. Just keep sipping. That's the hardest part for all of us. That first week, you got to get that water in. And so I wanted to congratulate her on getting to the other side. And I think that's about it. I think that's all I had to say. I was trying to keep it as short as possible, but I just had a lot to tell everybody this week. So I will see you all next week, or maybe I'll make videos if I do my cooking and let you know how that goes. Talk to you later. Bye.